Hey folks, welcome back to Wild West Barbecue. Today we're going to be smoking some tri-tip. I picked this up at my local meat market here in Kansas City called the Upper Cut. If you're in the area, definitely check them out. They had these tri-tips on sale, 15% off this week. And so I finally went ahead and picked one up. It's something I've been wanting to try. And with 15% off, I just couldn't find a reason to say no. So I picked one up, and today's the day. We're going to give this a shot for the first time and see how it goes. I'm going to cook this one tri-tip on the 14.5-inch rubber Smoky Mountain. I'll probably use pecan or cherry wood. I'm not sure which yet. We'll figure it out once we get down there and see what I'm in the mood for. I'm also, for the first time today, going to use lump charcoal in my WSM. I have not done that before, at least for a whole cook like this. I think it's going to be fun. I finally found some Jealous Devil lump here in my area. It was something I thought I had to have shipped in. I didn't ever wanted to pay for shipping, but I randomly found it at a store here in town last weekend, and so I figured, why not? I'm going to give it a try. It's got good reviews online. It's something I wanted to do. So I'm going to take you guys inside. I'm going to show you how we're going to get this guy trimmed, prepped, and rubbed, and then we'll get the charcoal started and get it in the smoker. Okay, I got the tri-tip out of his package, and we're going to start trimming it. I'm mainly interested in this big fat cap here in the back. I want to get rid of that. It's all hard fat. Not going to make very good eating, so we're just going to go ahead and get in here and start trimming this off. That's probably good enough for the trim on this. I've never cooked the tri-tip before. I don't want to get too crazy with it, but I think overall that's going to come out looking pretty good. So I'm going to get the ingredients we're using for seasoning and bring you guys right back. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is spray this down with some duck fat spray. This is something I picked up from a YouTuber named Meaty Mike. If you guys like exotic meats, go check his channel out. He has a lot of really exotic stuff like kangaroo, octopus, stuff like that on there. It's a really fun channel. I picked this up from him. This is the first time I'm using it. We're going to see how it goes. Just going to give a light coat to all sides here. It acts kind of like a binder, like a Worcestershire or mustard or something like that, or olive oil. And apparently the duck fat, according to Meaty Mike, just really makes the meat pop. So now we're done that. What we're going to use is simple table salt, some white pepper, and some garlic powder. And I'm just keeping the rub nice and simple for this. I want the meat to kind of take front and center for this cook, so we're keeping it nice and simple today with the rub, nothing crazy. I'm not going to put a whole lot of salt on there because my wife doesn't like nearly as much salt as I do. Let's get some pepper on here next. Last, the onion powder, or garlic powder, excuse me. Definitely garlic powder, not onion powder. Like I said, I kind of want the meat to take front and center here. It's a really good, high quality cut. I want to see what it's like without overwhelming it with a bunch of spices and rubs. So, with that done, we're going to get the smoker started. Okay, I've got my charcoal chamber filled with charcoal. Like I said, this is the first time I've done lump. I packed that by hand. From what I've read, that's the best way to get a good, consistent burn. I've got charcoal in the chamber started. I think it's close to ready. I'm not sure it's 100% ready yet, but we're going to go ahead and dump it. I've heard Jealous Devil can run a little hot, and I'd rather start with it a little under ready than over ready. So we're going to go ahead and get the charcoal dumped and get this smoker up to temp. Right now I've got all the vents on the bottom completely closed. I've done some research and people suggested I start with the vents on the bottom completely closed, and then as it starts to stabilize, slowly open them up just a little bit to get up to 225 or 250. That way I'm not overshooting with the Weber Smoky Mountain. It's easier to raise temperatures than lower them. So I'm going to try to keep this thing choked down and slowly raise the temperatures to about 225 or 250. But since this is a new lump, I'm not sure what's going to happen. So let's get this going. And there we go. Now we're cooking. I do have 2 chunks of cherry down there on the bottom. They were underneath all my charcoal, but I decided to go with cherry wood today. Alright, it took about 20 minutes or so, but the WSM finally got up to around 200. I ended up opening all the bottom vents. It's a learning process with this new charcoal, but I've got smoke rolling. We got the dry tip on. We're going to go ahead and get this covered and start to cook. Alright, the tri-tip is off the smoker. We're going to go ahead and sear it about 30 seconds to a side, so here we go. So we got the tri-tip sear. We're going to go ahead and get it sliced. Tri-tip slicing is kind of funny. Apparently we cut it through about here. That came out cooked almost perfectly. That is absolutely wonderful. And that came out just about perfect. And for this portion up here, we go and slice it like this, because this is the way the grain's running. Apparently this knife needs to be sharpened. That's clear. No big deal. Get this cut up into nice slices. It was a little thick, but that's all right. Come back and finish that. And down here, we slice this one kind of like this, because this is the direction the grain's running here. We go very much like that. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick taste, see what we got to work with here. Let's see what we got. That is really good. I like that. It's cooked about perfect. You can taste the garlic in there from the garlic rub, the garlic powder, I mean. Overall, that's a really good piece of meat. This is definitely something I'd do again. It came out cooked almost perfect. So, yeah, really, really good piece of meat. Came out just about perfect. So, some final thoughts on tonight's cook. The tri-tip came out great. It was cooked about perfect. I'm not sure I could taste much difference from what I normally do with that duck fat spray on there, but I'll keep trying it out. I got the whole can to try, so I'll keep trying it out and see if I can taste the difference later on. I do like the new charcoal. That worked out really, really well. It took a little while to come up to temp once I dumped it. I probably should have let it get a little more lit before I dumped it into the cooker, but that's all right. Lesson learned. The cooker held temps really, really well with that charcoal. It never got above 250, which was great. Not always the case, even with Kingsford. So I'm real happy with that charcoal. Overall, it was a really good cook, and tri-tip is definitely something I'm probably going to do again. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and please hit the subscribe button. And if you really liked it, please hit the share button. It helps new viewers find the content. Thank you. Until next time.